we can see the potential for this technology, not just in drones, as we just spoke about, but also for the broader market. So we'll be aiming to develop this technology so that we can really hit a huge amount of the different markets that energy storage currently services.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Louis Adriaenssens. He's Chief Technology Officer at Gelion. Louis, very good to speak with you. Could you explain the significance of the 31st of March announcements in layman's terms, please?
Yeah, sure. I think there's two main components. The first is that our technology has transferred seamlessly to pouch cell format. And the second, perhaps more significant aspect of it is that our cathode technology is highly compatible with all of the complementary components from standard lithium-ion batteries. So this would be graphitic anodes, standard electrolytes, and standard separators. And what's really great about it, and what we were able to say in the announcement, is that like us, TDK have also recognized the potential here, and we're expanding our collaboration to take advantage of this.
What's TDK's position in battery markets, Louis?
Yeah, sure. So they're most famous for the batteries that go into personal devices. So for instance, your mobile phone, your laptop, your tablets, things like that. They also service other parts of the, let's say, energy storage user sector. You can find their batteries in residential energy storage. But from Gelion's perspective, perhaps what's most important about their sector reach is that they service about 70% of the drone market. So Gelion's batteries have all of the characteristics required for drones and are actually quite specifically good for drones. So we have a domestic supply chain, lightweight batteries, high power. And so for Gelion, the fact that TDK dominates the drone sector was actually one of the reasons why we were specifically aiming to collaborate with them in the first place.
What have you now achieved with this partnership?
I think there's two main things we've achieved with the partnership. The first, I'm not going to say it's mundane because technology is never mundane, but we have validated the technology compatibility between TDK's technology and Gelion's technology. I think the other, which is really important, and based on these results which we've recently released, we now have a shared vision. I think we understand what we're trying to do together, and so just to put that specifically, what that vision is, I think we can see the potential for this technology, not just in drones, as we just spoke about, but also for the broader market. So we'll be aiming to develop this technology so that we can really hit a huge amount of the different markets that energy storage currently services.
So Louis, what catalysts should investors look out for in the next 6 months or so?
I think the things that I'm most excited about, and I'm a tech guy, so it's going to have a little bit of a bias to that. But I think the things that will really get people's heart pumping are going to be some results that we're going to have from some actual prototype cells. So the cells that we've made so far, they're two-layer pouch cells. They're exciting cells. They show that our technologies work well with each other. But the next cells that we're going to be speaking about are going to be cells that are large enough to be of significance to a commercial market. They're going to allow us to define performance metrics like energy density, power density, and in addition, we're going to have safety testing. So I think those are probably going to be the most significant results coming out of this collaboration in the next 6 months.
So what does a success case with TDK look like for Gelion investors?
So in the long term, there's only one that I can say is a success, and that's going to be TDK making gigawatt hours worth of cells that employ the Gelion cathode active material. That's a long-term success case. In the short term, I think it's going to be those prototype cells that we talked about before. And it's going to be using those prototype cells and the results from those prototype cells to engage in commercial outcomes such as meaningful collaborations and agreements with, let's say, some of the major offtake partners that exist. So they could be automotive, they could be personal electronics, a number of different sectors. So long term, we want to be making this a gigawatt hour capacity, and we want to be doing that with TDK. in the short term, we want to be taking the steps towards that.
Well, Louis, I hope you'll keep us updated with your progress. Thank you very much for your time today.
No problem. It's been a pleasure to speak with you, and I can't wait to talk to the public again about these exciting results.
Look forward to that. Louis Adriaenssens, Chief Technology Officer at Gelion.